If you haven't ever met me, I am the real Kat Lopez, CEO of Reaching and Rooted, a process publishing agency. Beyond that, I'm a lover of processes, books, and helping people share their story with the world. And as a creative myself, it's something that I take great passion and just a joy, and I'm glad I get to share this passion with the world. I think I became a studier of process, a lover of process in my own upbringing, growing up in a family of entrepreneurs who love with great heart, but not with great process. And what this meant was unstable finances, bankruptcy, just a lot of instability in personal and business process that I had to break as I was growing up and realizing I needed to get a better process in place. I'm a 10+ year corporate escapee who's worked in marketing and big process building for the last 15 years, and 10 of those years were spent in big corporate serving huge names you know. At the ripe age of 19, started in Bank of America, where I just learned a little bit about how to service customers at the highest levels and get my start in processes. Then I found myself at Fidelity Investments at the ripe age of like 21. So I get my feet wet in learning huge strategies and just a big corporate way of thinking and organizing and processing ourselves. And in that journey, I start working in their marketing department, where I started to run multi-million-dollar campaigns for big clients like Coca-Cola, Neiman Marcus, Sephora, NVIDIA, while at the same time building processes and procedures for my peers as I was excelling in my roles. Big corporate had a big impact on me. I want to bring some of their structures to the world in a more scalable way. I got to have like a whole different experience at a very young age that helped kind of guide my growth in a financial way to where I could have a healthy mindset growing up in my 20s at a time where it might be hard for individuals to do that. I learned everything from the way that you manage your calendar to every minute checklist from A to B process that you have. So much of that matters in the experience of your clients, but even you as an employee and leader. I feel like I came from the world of entrepreneurism. I took a stop in big corporate. I felt like I grabbed all the secrets, and now I'm going back over to entrepreneurism, trying to change that world, because I think with a little more process, structure, and sharing in their worlds, really big and powerful things can happen for their business. While I was learning these amazing business skills, and I have nothing bad to say about my experience with those amazing companies, at the same time, there was a dark cloud brewing behind the scenes. There's a lot of pressures to being in corporate finance in certain roles that you're in. And I think there's also a certain culture. Things like partying hard, after work drinks, that kind of stuff became a real problem in my life. So at the same time, while I was growing, I was sinking. And so it came to this point in my life where, as I was experiencing some traumas and tragedies with family around me, that I decided like I had to get off this hamster wheel of addiction and trying to keep up with the corporate rat race, and instead take that knowledge, take that experience, and try to change the world in a different way. So I took a little time off in between transitioning, resetted my life, and I really got strict with my personal boundaries and decided to kind of clean up the people, places, and things I was around, and more importantly, focus on my personal process. So I decided I was going to rebuild my own business, Reaching and Rooted, and try to reshape the idea of process publishing. When I first came into this world of entrepreneurism, I decided that I was going to provide process and operation services to a small indie publisher. We had about a nearly 3-year stint in business together. And as does happen in the entrepreneur world, sometimes business deals go bad. And I had to end my relationship with this publisher, but it gave me experience and amazing opportunity to be able to really stand alone on my own 2 feet in the entrepreneur world and not necessarily as part of someone else's business. How does that equate to books? Well, let me just start with saying I'm passionate for literature and being able to share stories with the world. From the time that I was young, I found solace in books. So I would sometimes carry a stack home even bigger than me, because I just love the art of the word and education and how we could change our lives through books. So as I'm navigating the seas of big business, small business, I come to work in the world of publishing. That's where I spent the last 4 years. being able to be behind the scenes of helping business owners and authors turn their ideas into fully fledged books and money generating tools for their business has been such a blessing. And I just decided in this roaring 2020s that we're all in that I needed to rebirth myself. I needed to have my own experience at Reaching and Rooted for something that I felt very passionate about. So I brought together operations processes and books that are distributed around the world in over 200 countries into Process Publishing, which is where I actually help CEOs, entrepreneurs like yourself, figure out their process, documenting it, and sharing it in a book. Not only to expand their wallets and the revenue they bring in, but it also expands the reach of their brand, with some people going on to have their book taught in universities or become $10,000 keynote speakers. And so it's in my heart and my world to keep bringing this to the world, because I know how powerful it can be, not only for the individual sharing their story, but from the impact that everyone else is going to feel from that. It's been an amazing journey. I found an amazing new community of entrepreneurs, people of color who are making great change in the world and who we can mentor each other. So that's how I made that transition. I just decided that enough was enough in life. How do we bring process and publishing to the world? What I did was two things, because process publishing comes to the world in two ways. One, as an employee manual that allows you to extricate your process from your brain and delegate it to your employees in the exact way that you would do it. But it also comes in the form of sharing part of that SOP with the world through an external book. So we applied this to some internal partners to start documenting their process on various things. How does that one owner become a fully scalable business? So we started with documenting part of how does he capture content, and taking him through a very easy interview style format just like this, where we talk through every step of his process and build that custom manual on how his agency does this with their secret sauce. So that's huge benefit number one. Huge benefit number two, we then are able to take that process for that same partner and turn that into an external lead magnet. So he just showed us his secret sauce. We're able to extract it and turn it into something that helps him scale internally. But now we bring that to the world externally to say, this is why you need to work with this particular company. This is how they do things different compared to the thousands of others, content agencies, freelancers, businesses, big, small, doesn't matter. You have control over what you share in the book version of your process. And in fact, you can scale that back so that you're teaching them how to do it, but no one's gonna replicate it like you. So as we've been proving this concept and formula with my strategic partners, and soon to be myself with my own process publishing book coming out, I want to share this with you guys. Right now we're in beta testing as we continue to optimize our formula using our framework, Audit, Optimize, Scale. And so again, we're continuing to apply this to us, make our product better, to offer it in an even better way to you. All right, so now you understand how I did it for myself, and I'm ready to bring it to you in the world. Let me see how we can share your story and success. Make sure you click the link below, and let's get connected today. I hope we'll be talking soon.